Hello friends and welcome to Pendulum Edu. Today we'll be discussing daily current affairs of 2nd July 2020. So guys, quickly join the session and also ask your friends to join this session. And those who have not subscribed to our channel Pendulum Edu, please subscribe it and do not forget to press the bell icon to receive notification. Now let's see today's news. First is a National Doctors Day is celebrated every year on 1st July, and this day is celebrated to commemorate the contribution of Dr. Bidhan Chandra, who was the former CM of West Bengal, and he contributed majorly in the healthcare industry in India. He was born on 1st July 1882 and died on the same date in 1962. He was also honored with Bharat Ratna in 1961, and this day is also celebrated to honor the contributions of the doctors to individual lives and communities. And also during this coronavirus, this COVID-19 pandemic, the contribution of doctors and medical staff is praiseworthy, and salute to all the doctors and medical staff for continuously putting their effort in saving the lives of people. The first National Doctors Day, it was celebrated in July 1991. Now let's see a question related to the news. In which year was the first National Doctors Day celebrated? 1981, 1991, 2001 and 2011. So guys, quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer for this will be option B, that is 1991. Moving to the next news. Central Drugs Standards Control Organization, that is CDSCO, it has recently given permission to conduct human trials of the first vaccine of COVID-19 which has been developed in the country. The vaccine is named Covaxin, and CDSCO is the national regulatory body for Indian pharmaceuticals and medical devices in India. And this vaccine, which is named Covaxin, it has been developed by a private sector company which is Bharat Biotech India, and it has made this Covaxin in collaboration with ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research, and the National Institute of Virology, Pune. And this indigenous inactivated vaccine, it has been developed and manufactured at Bharat Biotech's Biosafety Level 3 laboratory, which is located in Genome Valley in Hyderabad. So you would have come across these terms like whenever you have been studying that a particular laboratory has developed some medicine or vaccine, so there occur a term biosafety level 3. So basically there are biosafety level 1, 2, 3 and 4. Biosafety level means the precautions that needs to be taken care of in a particular laboratory or a place where the research work is going on with the pathogens. And in BS1, that is biosafety level 1, protection level is very low. Low protection level is there. So why low protection level? Because the pathogens which are dealt during this deal in this lab, so these are basically which these are some of the microbes or pathogens which do not cause disease, in healthy human beings. Okay, so in biosafety level 1 type of laboratory, the protection level is very low. After that, biosafety level 2. In biosafety level 2, so limited access is there to the lab. And in this, work is done with the agents that can cause mild disease in human beings like hepatitis A. Okay, now talking about BS3 level. In BS3 level, more safety is there, and limited access is there also in this. And the microbes, they are handled very carefully. These microbes that are potentially lethal, that can cause potentially lethal disease in human beings. So such type of microbes are handled in biosafety level 3 lab. So this COVID-19 disease, and or you can say SARS-CoV-2 virus, this virus can cause potentially lethal diseases. So therefore such type of virus is being handled in biosafety level 3 laboratory. So in this lab basically the research and diagnostic work is done, And of course, BS4, that means very high safety level. It has the highest safety level in this lab, very limited access, and in this severe to fatal disease in human beings can be caused if that microbes enter in the body of a person performing the experiment. And also these diseases, these fatal disease, they have no treatment and no vaccine. Such type of microbes are dealt in biosafety level 4 lab. And the trial of this vaccine, which has been developed by Bharat Biotech, that is Covaxin, this trial will start on humans and will be done in 2 phases, and it will start till next month. And if this vaccine gets successful, then it will be a great achievement for India, as well as globally a vaccine will be available to deal with this pandemic. Now moving to the question part. What is the name of the first vaccine of COVID-19 developed in India that has recently received permission for human trials? Options are Coronil, Covifix, Covifor and Covaxin. Quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer is option D, that is Covaxin, and this vaccine has been successful in trials which have been conducted so far, and let's see what will be the impact on humans of this vaccine. Coronil was in news as this was launched by Patanjali, and this is a medicine which will be used for boosting the immunity and not for treatment of COVID-19. Covifor was also in news. Quickly comment, why was Covifor in news? Which company launched this Covifor drug? Yes, Hetero launched this Covifor drug, and it is a generic drug of Remdesivir. Antiviral drug Remdesivir. Okay, moving to the next news. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, it has been extended till November 2020. Under this Yojana, 80 crore people will be given free ration throughout the country for the next 5 months. And this extension will cost around 90,000 crore rupees to the government. And this Pradhan Mantri Kalyan Yojana, it was launched by Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, so as to ensure food security among the people. And under this, every member of poor families is provided 5 kg of wheat or rice and 1 kg of whole gram free of cost every month. And this Anna Yojana was supposed to expire on 30th June 2020, but now it has been extended till 30 November. Moving to the question part, how many kilograms of rice is made available free of cost to every member of the poor family every month under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana? Quickly comment the correct answer. 4 kg, 5 kg, 6 kg and 7 kg. It's very easy. Yes, option B is the correct answer, that is 5 kg. Moving to the next news. Launch of the world's first online BSc degree course in programming and data sciences, and this was launched by Human and Resource Development Minister, that is Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. And this course has been designed and offered by Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, as data science is the fastest growing field of today's era, and it is expected to provide employment to at least 11.5 million people by 2026. And the students who have passed class 12th and 10th, that too with subjects like English and maths, these two subjects are compulsory, so they can apply for this course. And also the graduates or employed professionals, they can also apply for this course. So basically this course has no age bar, and it can be accessed from anywhere as it is an online course. And also those who have enrolled, the students who have enrolled in any on-campus UG course, undergraduate course, they can also apply for this BSc degree course in programming and data science. So you can recommend this course for others, and also you can also opt for this course as data science. It is the fastest growing field of today's era. Now moving to the question part. Recently, in which subject the world's first online BSc degree course has been launched by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Programming and Data Science, Physics, Computer Science, Botany and Environmental Sciences. Quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer will be option A, that is Programming and Data Science. Moving to the next news. Hul Divas organized in Jharkhand on 30th June. Every year on 30th June, Hul Divas is organized and the day is celebrated to commemorate the historical revolution in Jharkhand. On this day, that is 30 June 1855, the Santhal tribals of Jharkhand, they revolted against the injustice of British rule, and the fighters such as Sidhu Kanu, Chand Bhairav, Phulo Jhanu and others, they led the rebellion and caused panic in British rule. Around 20,000 Santhals were killed during this revolution. So it is one of the major tribal revolution during the freedom movement. So this is important. Many a times questions have been asked from this section, that is the tribal revolutions and also peasant movements. So these are two important parts, okay, which you have to learn. Moving to the question part, on June 30, which historical revolution is celebrated in Jharkhand on Hul Divas? Eka movement, Santhal rebellion, Pabna rebellion and Sannyasi revolt. Quickly comment the correct answer. Hul Divas is celebrated regarding which historical revolution? The correct answer is option B, that is Santhal rebellion. Now moving to the next news. India's MyGov Corona Help Desk received 2 awards at the Global Leadership Summit and Festival of AI and Emerging Technology, that is COGEX 2020. And this MyGov Corona Help Desk, it has received the award in 2 categories, that is Best Innovation for COVID-19 Society and People's Choice COVID-19 Overall Winner. This MyGov is AI enabled, this MyGov Corona Help Desk, and this award has been won by GeoHaptic Technologies Limited, which is the technical partner of MyGov. This Haptic is the part of the Reliance group of companies who has acquired majority stake in the company. So it is a majority stakeholder in Reliance Group. MyGov is the largest citizen engagement platform in the world, which facilitates two-way communication between government and citizen and also facilitates participatory governance in India. So basically it is a citizen engagement platform in India, MyGov, where the citizens can communicate to the government, and it also promotes participatory governance in the country. So basically it is government to citizen platform. COGEX, it is a global leadership summit and festival of AI and emerging technology. It is held annually in London, and it is one of the world's largest events, as more than 15,000 participants from various areas like business, government, industry and research participates in the event. COGEX awards are given for the best in AI and emerging technologies around the world. So this is important, COGEX awards. Now moving to the question part, where is the global summit and festival of AI and emerging technology COGEX held every year? Paris, Rome, London and Moscow. Quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer will be option C, that is London. Moving to the next news. Signing of concession agreement for 600 megawatt Kholongchu joint venture hydroelectric project between India and Bhutan. So first of all, what is this concession agreement? This concession agreement, it is a type of contract which is signed between a private company and the government, that gives the company the right to operate a specific business within the jurisdiction of government, and but it is subjected to certain terms. So basically this Kholongchu joint venture hydroelectric project, it will be able to operate in both India and Bhutan after signing of this concession agreement. And this deal was signed in the virtual presence of Dr. Jay Shankar, the External Affairs Minister of India, and his Bhutanese counterpart Dr. Tandi Dorji. This Kholongchu hydroelectric project, it is 600 megawatt run of the river project, which is located on the lower course of the Kholongchu river in Trashiangse district in eastern Bhutan. So a question can also be asked that this Kholongchu hydroelectric project, it is a which type of project? So it is a run of the river project. It is 600 megawatt capacity project, and it is located on the Kholongchu river, which is located in Bhutan. The project envisages construction of 4 150 megawatt turbine underground power stations with water surrounded by 95-meter height concrete dam. Kholongchu Hydroelectric Energy Limited will be implementing this project. So which company will be implementing this project? Kholongchu Hydro Energy Limited. And this Kholongchu Hydro Energy Limited, this is a joint venture company between Druk Green Power Corporation of Bhutan and Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited. And it is expected that this project will be completed by the end of 2025. And also before this, in August 2019, 720 megawatt Mangdechu hydroelectric project was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India and Bhutan jointly. And with this project, that is Kholongchu Hydropower Project Limited, this 4 hydro projects that has the capacity of more than 2100 megawatt of bilateral cooperation, they are already operational in Bhutan. So basically, this hydropower projects are a major bilateral economic cooperation between India and Bhutan. Moving to the question part, in which country does the Kholongchu river flow? Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar. Quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer will be option B, that is Bhutan. Moving to the next news, Har Ghar Jal project has been launched for the Bundelkhand region of Uttar Pradesh, and this project, it aims to provide water to every household in the Bundelkhand region. And under this project, 3 districts have been identified which will be covered. These are Mahoba, Lalitpur and Jhansi, and these are the regions where the groundwater is contaminated with fluoride and arsenic. And this project, it is part of Jal Jeevan Mission. So quickly comment that under the Jal Jeevan Mission, the government aims to provide water to every rural household by which year? So quickly comment the year 2024. So the government aims to provide water supply to every rural household by 2024 under the Jal Jeevan Mission, and this Har Ghar Jal water project, it is part of Jal Jeevan Mission. And this Har Ghar Jal project, it will benefit 14 lakh people under 770 gram panchayats of these districts. The surface water and groundwater will be used to provide drinking water through the taps to each house in the area, and it is expected that the first phase will be completed in the next 2 years. Now moving to the question part, the ambitious piped water project Har Ghar Jal has been launched to provide water to every household in the Bundelkhand region. Which district is not included under this project? Mahoba, Lalitpur, Jhansi and Gonda. Quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer will be option D, that is Gonda. Under this project, Mahoba, Lalitpur and Jhansi, these 3 districts are covered. Moving to the next news. In Nagaland, the Mon District Administration has been awarded the Scotch Award at the 65th Scotch Summit, and this district has been awarded under 3 different categories for its initiative on financial inclusion, district response to COVID-19 and skill development. These Scotch Awards, they were established in 2003, and these are the highest civilian honor of the country presented by any independent organization. Now moving to the question part. Recently, Mon District Administration has been awarded the Scotch Award. In which state is this district located? Bihar, Punjab, Nagaland and Assam. Quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer will be option C, that is Nagaland. Mon District Administration, this Mon District is located in Nagaland. Moving to the next news. National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow. It has established advanced virology lab for testing of COVID-19, and this lab has been developed based on the guidelines of WHO, ICMR and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. And this lab is a biosafety level 3 facility. In the previous news, we discussed the biosafety level 3 facility. So basically, biosafety level 3 facility, that means high precautions have to be taken in this lab facility, and the microbes which are that can cause potentially lethal diseases like TB, COVID-19, chikungunya. These are such type of microbes are handled. The work is done, research work is done on the such type of microbes in this facility. So this virology lab, advanced virology lab, which has been established by NBRI, Lucknow, it is a biosafety level 3 facility. That means that in this biosafety level 3 facility, the research work and diagnostic work can be done related to COVID-19. And it has a suction feature that can suck any aerosol, because there is a possibility that through aerosol the microbes can transmit into human beings. So it can suck any type of aerosol and pass it through filter, and it can filter out viruses or bacteria to create a secure COVID-19 testing facility. Now moving to the question part. Recently, which institute has established an advanced virology lab for testing of COVID-19? National Botanical Research Institute, ISC Bangalore, IIT Delhi and DRDO. So quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer for this is option A, that is National Botanical Research Institute. And this National Botanical Research Institute is located where? Quickly comment the correct answer where it is located. It is located in Lucknow. Moving to the next news. Government of Madhya Pradesh has launched Hamara Ghar Hamara Vidyalaya campaign, and this campaign has been launched to maintain the academic regularity of students. As we all know that education has been hampered due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and regarding this, the State Education Center has taken this step. The children will be taught at home in a school-like environment. They will read at home, they'll do yoga, they'll listen to different stories and make notes on them. And under this, the school bell will be played in the house of the state from July 6th. So students will be having a feeling of school-like environment at their home. Now let's see a question. Recently, which state has started Hamara Ghar Hamara Vidyalaya campaign? Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Manipur. So quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer for this will be option B, that is Madhya Pradesh. Moving to the next news. Continuous galvanized rebar production facility has been inaugurated at Mandi Govindgarh in Punjab. It is Asia's first continuous galvanized steel manufacturing facility center. So this becomes very important. Galvanized steel is a steel reinforcing material that is environmentally friendly and also cost effective. There will be increase in the demand for galvanized steel for large scale expansion in the infrastructure sector. So this facility will be able to fulfill that demand, and this will also help India in becoming self-reliant and Atmanirbhar. What is this galvanized steel? It is first of all, it is steel that is coated with zinc so as to provide prevention from premature rust and corrosion. This galvanized steel, it is damage resistant and UV stable, so it does not require special handling precautions at the workplace. And this galvanizing process, it also makes the steel impermeable. Besides preventing premature rust and corrosion, this galvanizing process, it makes the steel impermeable, and it also provides cathodic protection to the steel. So this is very much in demand, galvanized steel. Moving to the question part. Where has Asia's first continuous galvanized steel rebar manufacturing facility center been inaugurated recently? Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan and Himachal Pradesh. Quickly comment the correct answer. The correct answer will be option A, that is Punjab. Moving to the next news, Russia will soon meet the defense requirements which have been sought by India. And regarding this, the talks were held during the recent visit of India's Defense Minister Rajnath Singh to Russia. And also India has sent 75-member army contingent to Russia for participating in the Victory Parade. This Victory Parade is held every year by Russia in basically to mark the victory of Russia during Second World War. So in this, from India, 75-member army contingent participated, and also during this Victory Parade, our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh visited Russia to attend that Victory Parade. And under this, long pending deals of AK-203 assault rifles and Ka-226T light utility helicopters will be completed. And talking about Russia, it is an intercontinental country which is located in Eastern Europe and North Asia. It is the largest country in the world in terms of area, and its area is around 17 million square kilometers. Its capital is Moscow and the currency is Russian ruble, and the president of Russia is Vladimir Putin. And also recently Relos deal, it has received cabinet approval for signing. What is this Relos deal? So this Relos deal is basically, it is reciprocal of exchange of logistics agreement with Russia. So cabinet has given its approval for signing this Relos deal, and similarly such type of deal which is related to a logistics agreement, it has been signed with USA, which is named LEMUA. It was signed between India and USA in 2016. This LEMUA is basically Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Understanding Agreement basically. And under this deal, Indian ships can utilize Russian ports and airfields without taking prior permission or making immediate payment. So this is the benefit of this agreement if it is signed between India and Russia. Recently, Union Cabinet has cleared for signing of this deal. So this is a very important deal, Relos deal. Now the question related to the news: which country is supplying AK-203 assault rifles and Ka-226T light utility helicopters to India? Russia, USA, France and Japan. So quickly comment the correct answer. What will be the correct answer? Option A, that is Russia, will be the correct answer. So friends, here we have covered daily current affairs of 2nd July and related questions. If you like this video, please like it, share it as much as you can, and also you can mention your doubt in the comment box, and also subscribe to our channel Pendulum Edu, and you can also join us on our Telegram channel. So all the best. Thank you so much.